I guess it's not the AWE podcast. It is, in fact, Hollywood Matt Connelly with the double biceps. It is in the contract a legal requirement every single time we appear on camera. There you go. There's the biceps in there. I am not getting any feedback from my headphones. I'm going to swap my headphones over so I can actually hear what I'm saying. Da, 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 da. Whoa, still not getting anything on that one. Not getting anything on that one. Okay, well, what we might do is wonder why the audio is not working. Anyway, great to see everyone here today. We've had a really big day in the arm wrestling world. It has been flat out. We've had guys coming from all around the world, literally coming in to join us here in Adelaide for the AWE event, which will be taking place tomorrow, July the 2nd. It might be July the 1st, depending on where you are in the world. We've got Phil Woody. He's jumped in. He must have got a notification that I am online. Phil, can you hear me and see me okay? I always like to double check those things. And you are just the man to do it. So thank you to Phil Hollywoody. We've got 6 people. People are jumping in all over the place here. We've got a few people jumping in. And we've got a question here from Jacob Johnston. He says, is Artem able to make it in time? He is indeed. He is probably landing right about now. So we will see Artem Taranenko taking on not only Ryan Bowen tomorrow, but also a left-handed match with Mario Tembakis. Audio is great. Thank you, Phil. One's going in and out here. I think somebody's rolled over this cord with this chair. That's better. All right. Yes, Artem had some very big dramas getting him here. The Ryan Bowen curse was in full effect. It was trying its best to prevent him from making it here to Adelaide. For the last 3 days, I think, he has had flights booked and then cancelled and then rebooked and then cancelled. And it's just been absolutely crazy how much he's had to deal with to get here. But he is probably literally arriving in the next 15 minutes. We've got a comment here from Veritas21. You might want to briefly mention again how one goes about buying the pay-per-view. I'm seeing a lot of questions out there. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Veritas. Yeah, absolutely. So the AWE 2 event, it is on Ryan Blue Bowen's YouTube channel. To get that as a purchase, all you got to do is go to YouTube, go type in Ryan Blue Bowen, and then there's a tab there that says membership. And you click that one there, it'll say upgrade, and then you can choose the pay-per-view. It's right there. It's that simple. You can also buy the event on Jake Ward, the Aussie Arm Wrestlers channel as well, and doing the exact same method. And the benefit for Jake is that he gets 50% of the profits that way. So if you don't want to give your money to Ryan Bowen and you like Jake Ward, the Aussie arm wrestler, better, maybe go and buy the the pay-per-view from Jake. But we are very thankful to have Jake, the Aussie arm wrestler, who is here as well. He's here in Adelaide. He was at the he did a podcast with Toddzilla this morning, and he is around the place and enjoying himself here in Adelaide, and he will be part of the show tomorrow as well. We've got Taryn Broad, who's made an appearance here. Dankius Arm Wrestling. Artem is making it through the Bowen curse by the skin of his teeth. Absolutely. I will not let that curse win. I will defeat that curse. You will see it here. There's been many opportunities for that curse to have a victory over getting Artem Taranenko here. Probably literally about 8 different times in the last 3 days. So, but every single time it has come up, myself or Ryan or Artem himself, we've all done everything that we can to make sure that he gets on the next flight, or we talk to the right people, or he drives to another airport, or it's been a very difficult couple of days for Artem Taranenko. But he will be here and he will be pulling on the event tomorrow. And you can see that on pay-per-view, on YouTube, on Ryan Blue Bowen's YouTube channel, or Jake Ward, the Aussie Arm Wrestlers YouTube channel. And if you're here in Adelaide, or if you're in Australia and you want to come to the event, it is at the Adelaide Oval, starting at 2:30 p.m. local time. And you can get tickets at diamondbackfc.com.au. It's the only way you can do it. You can't get tickets at the door. You must get it on the website. You just get a general admission ticket and then use the code word AWE2 to be able to get the special arm wrestler price. So we've got some amazing matches. We're very excited to find out about what happens tomorrow. We're going to ask them some questions. And Terry Broad says that it must be extremely stressful. Not really. It's been fine. I don't get stressed about those sorts of things. I get stressed about the things you can control, the things you can't control. Yeah, there's no point worrying about it. If flight gets cancelled, I can't control that. What I can do is I can figure out another flight or uh, another airport. At one point we were talking about chartering a helicopter. That's how far we're willing to go to beat this curse. So, yes, no matter what, well, I will get this man here, and he's, I think, literally landing here right now. His flight was due in at 10 o'clock. We've got a message that's just popped through. It's on my phone. I'm just going to check it and see if it's actually them confirming that they are inbound. It is not from them as of yet, but I will keep an eye on that because audio's going again, man. It's frustrating. Ugh. It's all right. We'll fix it as we go. But Jack Smeaton has jumped in. And hello to you, sir. I hope that you'll be there tomorrow. The man with the red shirt, the leader of the people, says it all looks like it'll be a great event, Matt. Congrats on all the hard work. It will be an awesome payoff tomorrow. I hope so as well. It's been a lot of fun putting this together. And I know people sort of look at events coordination or marketing or promoting can be stressful, but I've been enjoying it the whole day. And today I had an amazing time going and picking up. I've been to the airport and back to the city like 8 times today and picked up everybody that arrived. And there was, I think, 15 different flights that were arriving today. We've had 15 people coming from all over the country and then all over the world that were arriving today. So I got to meet Jordan Seal. I got to meet Todd Hutchings. I got to meet Mada Warangi Hedda Morris. So it's been an amazing couple of days. And for me, first and foremost, as a arm wrestling fan, to meet these people, it's and not only just one. It's not just Todd Hutchings. It's Jordan Seal. It's Mada Warangi. It's and everybody that is on the card. It's like I'm getting overwhelmed with. Oh my God! And there's Jake Ward, and there's there's Ryan, and there's Lachlan Adair, and so it's been amazing for me. It's been very, very cool. Jump on the comments here. So Jack has a follow-up comment. Is Mario here? Yeah, Mario and all the guys from Sydney and Arnhem, they're all they're the last ones to get here. So they are inbound right now. So hopefully they will be here in the next few minutes. Their flight was due to arrive at 10 o'clock. And I'm just waiting on notification to say that everything is all good. But big dramas in Sydney. They had some dangerous winds, which caused 50 different flights to be cancelled today and yesterday. So we had the Sydney guys booked on a 6 a.m. flight, I think, originally. And they had to change that to like an 8:30 p.m. flight, which, obviously isn't ideal, but we will get them here and they will be here soon. So they are the last people to arrive, actually. But everyone else is here, and we've got our main event guys here. Matawarangi Hedda Morris, looking 170 kilos, a mass monster, and he is facing a man from America, all the way from Columbus, and that is Toddzilla Hutchings. And what a lovely guy. First time I've ever met him, and we did do a podcast with Todd about 3 weeks ago, myself and Dave Stockbridge. And what a wonderful guy. And I don't know if you guys have heard this story or if you watched the podcast about the reason that Todd wasn't able to get to AEWE 1, because he was originally booked in as a replacement to Chance Shaw, who hurt his elbow. We had Todd Hutchings as the replacement to pull against Ryan Bowen for the AWE #1. But Todd rolled his ATV, which is like an all-terrain vehicle. It's like a big sort of, I guess, a motorbike with 4 wheels kind of thing, like a quad thing. And he said that his left hand like smacked into the side of the ATV really hard as it rolled, and the handlebars like smacked him in the stomach. And he rolled down a hill or something, and he got off and pulled the entire ATV all the way up to the top of the hill and finished what he had to do, some sort of work. And then he went to the hospital a bit later because he was like, oh, something's not right here. And as an arm wrestler, this is one of your worst nightmares. That he was sitting in the hospital, and with your hand, when it takes an impact and it needs to swell, there's actually nowhere for the blood to drain. So you can see my hand here. His hand got smacked into the side of the ATV, and then the swelling of the blood was so great, and it had nowhere to go that they were literally talking about amputation from the elbow down, which would have just been the worst possible thing you could have told to a professional arm wrestler. Uh, Thankfully, it all worked out, and Todd was able to keep not only his arm, but I think it's back to 100%. But yeah, well, what a horrible thing to have to go through, and especially when, from his point of view, he was just going into hospital thinking that he was still coming to Australia in like 2 days, and he was thinking he was going into hospital, and they were going to say, "Oh, okay, this is the problem. Yep, no worries, we'll fix that for you, and away you go." And so he's gone into hospital. They've said, that's a lot worse than you first thought it was. And not only is it a lot worse, but you may be losing your arm at some point. So thankfully, everything worked out all right for him. And he is here. He's in Adelaide now, right now. So we will see him take place as the main event tomorrow against Matawarengi Henna Morris. What's the next question we've got here? Oh, I missed one actually. So Dave Stockbridge, the winner of the Dave Stockbridge of the Year award, that is it right there. I made sure I put that in, as Dave is he's not here this evening because he's gone home to finalize everything and get everything up and running. I was doing that sort of here in the podcast studio, and I thought, well, I might as well jump on live and see what the people are doing, especially with the time difference. I'm not sure exactly what time it is in your neck of the woods, but it is 10:30 p.m. Adelaide time here, Saturday night. So we'll jump in, we'll talk to the fans, and hopefully answer some questions about AWE number 2. So Dave Stockbridge, an instrumental part of the success of AWE. He says, "How is your car suspension?" Yes, when I picked up the Brisbane Six, who combined weigh 800 kilos, and then myself being 100 kilos, there was 900 kilos of arm wrestler in my. It's a Mitsubishi Outlander. It is 7 seats, but I put a video up on Instagram, and you can see how low my car is sitting. The car is almost squashing the tires. So I was like, oh no, I don't think I'm going to actually be able to drive these guys. They're so heavy. But we went very, very slowly, but we did get there. And I don't think the guys picked up on how sort of nervous I was that this car might, at some point, the axle might snap. But we got there in the end. Some humongous guys we've got on the card. And Marcus Atirai, over 160 kilos just by himself, was one of the guys that was in that car. So yes, the car is okay. It has recovered. Phil Woody says he's listening en route to Arm Gods in Wales. Yes, Arm Gods. They are having an event with James Wall and what's the guy? It's 3 letters. It's an acronym. Somebody help me out here. It is it slipped my mind. All I've been thinking about is AWE at the moment, but Arm Gods, phenomenal promotion over in the UK with Paul Maiden and Marcus Thompson there. They are doing tremendous things, and they have an event on today. But the good thing is that they are finishing well before our event kicks off. So you can actually watch both of them, and you should, because not only is AWE something that you'll really look forward to, but Arm Gods does a tremendous job with their promotion as well. All right. Dave Stockbridge says that it's such a great bunch of blokes, and they are indeed. Just for an example of how much that I love the arm wrestling community, and it really does feel like a brotherhood or a family in many ways. And when Artem Taranenko was having difficulties getting flights over the last couple of days, the amount of people that have reached out to help, and not only just offering support, but actually, like people like Mario Tambaka saying, I will pick him up from Sydney. I will take him to my place. He can rest and relax there, or we'll sort out a flight for him, or let me call him, or just people reaching out to help. And it's like, this is incredible. This is wonderful that people are not sitting back just going, oh yeah, that sucks that this guy's having a problem. They're like, well, there is a problem. What can I do to help? Which is just incredible. So, yes, we very much appreciate the arm wrestling community. Jack Smeaton says the new AEWE shirts are looking fresh. They are. They are looking amazing. So we were able to do a nice little shirt handing out ceremony this evening. It was hosted by Dave Stockbridge, the ring announcer extraordinaire. And we pulled out each shirt and read out the name, and the athlete came up and got their shirt. And I'm sure that Ryan, who filmed that, is probably cutting that together as we speak. And we will see that over the next couple of hours. Depending on if he's got to stay up, you might see it tomorrow morning. But yes, it was the shirts. We had some new sponsors. We've got Apeopoly. We've got the uh, Balbell Foods as well, with their biltong, and have to reach because they're off camera. We've got Bunster's Shit the Bed hot sauce, rated 12 out of 10, and it is deserved of that rating. When Dave takes the lid off this thing, I'm just like overpowered with the spice smell. It is not a joke either. That is incredibly hot, and Dave keeps taking sips from it. I saw him doing it the last podcast we were doing, and just as a joke, I don't know. He kept doing it when somebody would be talking, and yeah, fantastic. But Bunster's hot sauce. It's Sean Connery sauce. No, it's Bunster's shit the bed hot sauce, 12 out of 10 with the chili rating, deservedly. Yeah. So Dave says, when is Artem arriving? He should be here now. Him and all the guys in Sydney. So they will be here. I know they've got on their flight, and they're inbound. So whether they have already arrived or they haven't quite arrived just yet, they are almost here. So we will see them taking their positions at the table tomorrow. Jack Smeaton says that he rolled his snowmobile. That's right. Well, when I was talking to Todd, when I picked him up from the airport yesterday, I kept almost saying the snowmobile so many times when he rolled his ATV. When when that story broke, Dave Stockbridge, I don't think he knows what an ATV is. And somehow he's turned it into that it was a snowmobile that Dave was riding. And then that became our little funny joke. And then I forgot what the real story was. But I did find out that it was an ATV. And then when I was talking to Todd yesterday, I went to call it a snowmobile so many times. But yeah, great. Awesome. Couch apple or not couch potato from Denmark, the Great Dane. He says, hey, fellas, well, it's just me tonight, couch apple. So it's just me. Everyone else is off doing some other final planning, and we have a big day tomorrow. It is currently 10:30 at night. Couch apple says, hey, fellas, well, it's just me. But anyway, good evening. I just finished watching the rule meeting. Hope the ref won't interrupt by saying multiple times, shoulder, shoulder. Yes, that's correct. Well, yeah, so we've gone through the rules, and the reason we've set the rules the way that we have is for the exact reason of having arm wrestling entertainment. We want it to be entertaining for people to watch. We don't want long, drawn out setups that are incredibly frustrating to watch. And me as an arm wrestling fan, my favorite organization that has since it disbanded was the WAL, and I really enjoyed the entertainment aspect of that. And you would get matches, you would get people that would start a match, and you'd get a result, running fouls, and it wasn't so strict that it just became boring to watch. And I feel that way with some of the organizations that are out there still, or some of the traditional or purists. Where it is such a long, drawn out setup, and the guys are just about ready to go, and then somebody gets a foul for slightly cupping, or and then it's like they got to set it all up again, and it's oh my god, and then they finally get a start, and then they slip, and it's like, and then you got to spend 20 minutes watching them get the strap, and then yeah, it's just fouls. I just want to see some arm wrestling, and so the setups that we have is very simply 20 seconds to find your own grip. If the guys are happy with their grip, both of them agree to that grip, and they say to the ref, we're happy. Whatever the grip is, we'll just say go. So somebody could have a massive advantage. But if both athletes say, we're happy with this, then the match is just going to start. Uh, so, but after 20 seconds, if it doesn't, sorry, I'll go back to that. After 20 seconds, if they haven't found a grip, then it does go to the set grip. And that is still a very fast way of setting things up, which is based on actually Travis Bagent's style of setting grips. Essentially, the referee is going to square the shoulders and then line up the webbing height, step back, make sure nobody moves. And then he's going to say, close your thumbs, close your hands, go. That's it. That's all you need to do there. And the reason for the stepping back when he's lining up the webbing, so the webbing gets lined up by the referee steps back. At that moment, if somebody then starts cupping or carving, I was going to say curling, carving or trying to move, it's very obvious. And those movements would be quickly identified by the referee. And, I believe we're going to have some early warnings in the match and just be sort of directed. Look, you've moved here. If you do that again, you will receive a foul, that sort of thing. But it is designed to be fast. It is designed to get these starts happening and get some arm wrestling going and have running fouls. Running fouls are awesome because it doesn't stop the match. If you foul and the match keeps going, you got to actually win that match to get a restart. You don't just get an automatic restart, which I think is just so much better. And little elbow fouls, not going to be calling. All right. Couch Apple. Big props to Ryan, Matt, and Dave, and wish for a great event tomorrow. Well, thank you very much. We are looking to try to put on a great event, and we hope that you'll enjoy what we present tomorrow. So we're very excited. We've got Jacob Johnson. He says, holy shit, I didn't realize the injury was that bad. Yeah, I didn't either until Todd told us that story. And to be in a position where you might potentially lose your arm, wow. When he was telling us on live on the show, I was just like, I can't believe that. I didn't know it was that bad either. But yeah, he seems to be back to 100%, and he will be competing tomorrow against an absolutely enormous man in Matawaringi Hedamorris. And Jacob Johnson, again, the follow-up question to that one there. Did they manage to manually drain it out or something? I didn't go really into a lot of detail as to what method they used. I think he was in hospital for about 3 days, and they might have done some draining or something like syringes. But I might ask him tomorrow actually and see if I can follow up on that and find out what method was used there. But he is okay. His arm is fine, and he's back to 100% health, and he will be performing tomorrow. We've got Ryan Bluebone who's jumped in there, and he said outstanding. So yes, it is. Ryan Bluebone is one of the masterminds of the AWE. There's myself, Dave Stockbridge, Ryan Bluebone have combined forces, and we are presenting our best effort in terms of trying to put on an entertaining arm wrestling event for everybody to be able to enjoy. And that's what you will see tomorrow. We have done one event already. AWE number 1 took place at the Apex Sports Festival in February, but this one is AWE number 2, and we have listened to the feedback from fans from the first one. And one of those things I was just talking about a second ago was the length of the setup. People thought that the setups were just too long, and there was a slight difference in the way that the referee was setting up at AWE number 1, where he was setting the grip closed with a closed hand, and then he was stepping back and saying go, as opposed to having his hand on the athlete's hands and then letting go and saying go at the same time. All right. Yes, Ryan Bluebone, legendary guy, wonderful human being. Mamma Mia says, what do you think the score will be with Ryan and with Ryan versus Artem? And be honest. Or he honest. Well, yeah, it's an interesting match, and it has a little bit of a question mark for me because Ryan is very, very confident. I will tell you that. He is dead set that he will win this match. And there's no doubt in his mind that he's going to step up and he's going to win comfortably and win with no questions asked, and that he will walk away the obvious better arm wrestler. But having seen some of the footage of Artem recently, he looks in fine form. He had some training matches with Toddzilla and getting some pins on him. I mean, it's training matches, and you take what you can from that. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I think Ryan is the favorite, and but I think it'll be a competitive match. Both guys are very experienced and very crafty. I would give the edge to Ryan. I think he's bigger. I think he's the stronger man, and I think he's had so well. It's hard to say better results internationally. They're both phenomenal guys. It will be a very competitive match, but I am leaning towards Ryan walking away with the victory there. BLM, that's the one it was. I knew it was an acronym. I was like, versus James Wall. That is the match that is going on Arm Gods today. And people can check that out. And you should, because they do a tremendous job with their promotion as well. And Procrastinator says, "Hey man, I've just watched the rules meeting video. I noticed that Artem wasn't there yet. Is he still going to make it? Yes, he is. He is on the flight from Sydney to Adelaide, and I think they were due to land probably 10 minutes ago. So my phone is buzzing. I don't know if you hear it every now and then, but to my right, uh, yes, it's him and all the guys that are coming over from Sydney. So Mario Tambakas, Josh Barker, and Lachlan Carpenter and Artem Taranenko all due on the same flight. And from what the most recent update I've got, they're on the plane and they're on their way here. So they should be here right now, and they will be here tomorrow to be at the event. Dave Stockbridge is saying, "Yummy." I'm guessing that's more than likely about the hot sauce that he likes to drink for some reason, and the roll clean soap that he does eat as a joke, but he has eaten it. But how can you not when they have such delicious flavors like chocolate? Paul Donahoe, hello to you. Haven't seen you for a while. One of the SA Titans arm wrestling alumni. And yes, is there parking at the Oval? Absolutely. The Oval is has a capacity of something like 40,000 people. So yes, there is plenty of parking for an arm wrestling event. We aren't going to get 40,000 people there. Or if we do, that'd be incredible. But yes, you'll easily be able to park there. The event is taking place in the McGarry Room. And if you're not sure why it's called the McGarry Room, it is named after one of the most famous SANFL players. And he is so in Australian rules football, in the AFL, they give out a medal at the end of the year to the best player or the MVP. And that is the Brownlow medal. And then in our state of South Australia, they have the South Australian Football League, and they give out the McGarry medal because he was such a fantastic footballer. And at the Adelaide Oval, they've dedicated a room to him, and that is the room we will be in tomorrow, the McGarry Room at 2:30. It is all kicking off there. Dave Stockbridge says that ATV equals a snowmobile. Absolutely. Well, I don't know if you've seen snow, Dave. I never have. I'm 41 years old. I've still never seen snow, and I might not. I think the places that I would like to go don't have snow there, so I might never see a snowmobile or snow. But Dave Stockbridge says he is prepping his cards for tomorrow. That's what he's doing. Absolutely. Dave will be doing the announcing tomorrow. Very important job, and one that people think might be easier than it actually it is. It requires incredible amounts of charisma and ability to read the crowd and read the room and know when your moments need to be up and down. If you watch Bruce Buffer doing the UFC, for the first couple of fights, he is not as animated, not as loud or energetic, and he builds as the event gets towards the main event and the pay per view. And that's when, if you buy a pay per view event for the UFC, uh, that usually involves 4 or 5 fights, and that's when he'll start turning it on, and that's when he will see the big "it's time" coming out. And Dave Stockbridge is a master of doing that as well, a very adept announcer, and he will do a tremendous job tomorrow. Not only is he announcing for the AWE, but straight after that, he's announcing for the Diamondback Fighting Championships. It's taking place in the same room, which is why we're taking place. So it's why our matches are taking place in an octagon, because we are sharing the space with the Diamondback Fighting Championship. Jacob Johnson says, "Love to hear it with the running fouls. It is so much better." I completely agree. I despise matches getting restarted, especially if somebody was losing. If they're in losing position and they deliberately elbow foul just to get a restart, it should not happen that way. It should be a loss. So very frustrating. But that's why we've designed the AWE to have running fouls and have it as entertaining as possible. We want to see arm wrestling. I don't want to see fouls and restarts and all these things that's just arm wrestle. And yeah, that's what you'll see tomorrow. All right. Jack Smeaton, we've done lots of comments in here. This is wonderful. It's always great when you go live and you get to actually have people to talk to and you're not trying to think of things to say. Jack Smeaton, the Raptor, he says professional fouls are a great idea to integrate too. Well, we do actually have the professional foul. It is in the rule set. A professional foul is something like a big, obvious, deliberate foul to avoid a loss. And if you do that, then it is an instant loss. So that is in our rule set already. But thank you, Jack. Swisher Sweet says, good luck tomorrow, Matt. I'm really pulling for you guys to knock it out of the park. Well, thank you very much, Swisher Sweet. I've seen you in Jake Ward's chats for many years. I think that you are a dedicated fan of arm wrestling. So it is great to see you in here. And I know that you'll be enjoying the event tomorrow. And Richard the Bornman, one of the guys who will be pulling on the event tomorrow, one of the matches I am most looking forward to. He is taking on Mario Tembarkas, currently ranked number 6 in Australia. And Richard Borman, this is his first official ever super match. This young man is an incredible talent, and 120 kilos and 6 foot 4 or 5 or something. The guy is incredible for 20 years old, and he has stepped into the Kingpins Arm Wrestling Club and held his own against some of the best guys in the country. And he's going to put his skills to the test for the very first time in a super match condition against one of Australia's best in Mario Tembarkas. And Mario is no slouch. Mario is top tier. He has gone over to America and competed and done very well. Wins over Cody Merritt. He actually did end up losing in a tournament to one of the other guys that is on the event tomorrow, and that is Jordan Sill. And Jordan actually won a free trip to Australia when he beat Mario, but I don't think it eventuated something. I don't know what happened with that, but we have got Jordan out here now, and yes, met him today at the airport, and another lovely guy. There's always these awesome guys in arm wrestling. It is a fantastic sport to meet really nice people. And Rickard says, yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks for everything. Well, thank you, sir, for being such a genuine person and a wonderful talent and showcasing your talent, willing to step up. There's not many people that be willing to step up and put their first match against somebody like Mario Tembarkas. So good on you. And I am looking forward to that match tremendously. And Couch Apple says, with the jet lag and climate acclimatization factor, I don't think Artem is going to win. And to be honest, I don't see even a single round win for him now. Hence, I would expect Ryan for showtime by draining Artem. Yeah, well, it is a legitimate tactic. If you know your opponent is tired, has been on a very long flight, and I think it's been 3 days. He's been trying to get here to Australia. That's probably a good tactic. Maybe if you do something like what Devin Larratt does and get into a good position and vampire bleed out your opponent instead of pinning them and just suck all their energy out of them, and then you've got an easy win for the rest of the matches. Maybe Ryan will implement that strategy, but yeah, but if Artem is good enough, he is definitely the man to be able to step up and take this opportunity and get a victory. He is a seasoned professional, and he has traveled around the world many times to compete in arm wrestling. So he is no stranger to having to do long flights with short layovers and then step up onto a table and compete at the highest level. So I wouldn't put it past him to say, look, the jet lag is not that big of a factor for him. He still has, I would say that they're here now. They're probably going to get to the hotel. The hotel is very close to the airport. It's like a 15-minute drive. So it's 11 p.m. now, and the event is not till 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. So plenty of time to sleep. I know it's not going to be the exact thing to get your body completely acclimatized, but it is not like he's getting off the plane and coming straight to the event. He does have a rest period. So yes, he is the man for the job. And Howard Chapel has followed that up with AEWE 2 stage environment. Reminds me of Hell in a Cell. Yes, like in the WWF, WWE. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. One of its kind in arm wrestling. That's right. Well, it might be this environment you're talking about here with the red lights, but absolutely like the mankind kind of days where you would get the wrestlers into WWF and they would have this sort of feel when they were entering. I can definitely see where you're coming from with that. And there you go. We've got Josh Barker. He said he's just landed. So there's your question answered. Is Adam Taranenko here? He is here, and Josh Barker is here as well. So fantastic to see everybody has made it safely, and they will be at the table tomorrow. And Paul Donahoe says, tip from a Scottish person's snow is cold and wet, and you don't ever eat the yellow snow. Yes, well, I can imagine what turned it yellow. So that's a good tip for anybody that's out there eating yellow snow. You might want to have a read up as to why it's turned yellow. But yeah, still haven't seen it. And from what I hear, the people that have experienced snow, they say it's great to experience for maybe half a day and then it's just annoying. So, yes, and here you go. Here's Lachlan Carpenter. He says the Sydney boys and Artem are still on the plane, and the curse is real, but that is after. We've just seen Josh Barker saying that he has landed. So maybe they were sending a message at the same time or something. But there you go. They are inbound or they have landed, but will be here soon and confirmed. So everything is all good with that. Jack Smeaton says, sorry, I worded that wrong. I mean, it's great that the AWE has integrated the professional foul. Oh, yes, absolutely. No, I agree. Yes, we've tried to do everything we can to make sure that the event runs smoothly. We get some arm wrestling. I want to see arm wrestling. I do not want to see fouls. I don't want to see people win on fouls. Yeah, so that's how it's going to run tomorrow. We've got Phil Woody, and he's doing a tremendous job there, volunteering his time to put in the link for the pay-per-view membership, which is on Ryan Blue Bond's channel. And there's the Ryan link there in the comments. And then you can see this one here is the one for the Jake Ward Aussie Arm Wrestler channel. So you can jump up on either of those YouTube channels and click into the membership tab, and you will be able to order the pay-per-view from there. $14.99, and we have put a tremendous amount of time and effort and money and a dedication into this event, and we would love you to support us with $15 by seeing some 10 of some of the best arm wrestlers 10 matches of the best arm wrestlers going around. And what I might do is to very briefly run through the card for tomorrow. So I did bring it up here. I'm just going to bring it up so I can see it again. And there we go. All right. So kicking off the very first match, and I'd love to see the guys in the comments if they have an opinion on who might win this match. I'd love to hear it. But our first match, so 2:30 p.m. tomorrow, Adelaide time. It is Rhett Downward from Victoria, and he is taking on South Australia's own Las the Berserker Botha. And no matter how I say his last name, he tells me that it's wrong. So I try to say it differently every time just to annoy him now. But he will say, I will say, how do you say your last name? And he'll say Botha. And I go, Botha. And he goes, no, that's wrong. So it's like, I don't know. I can't say it right. So I'll say it and you'll know who I mean. But anyway, that's the Berserker Botha. He is taking on Rhett Downward. This feels very much to me like these guys are mirror images of each other. They feel like they both have an incredible top roll game and an explosive start. They're both very tall, and it's an interesting match for me. It's hard to pick a winner. I know Lass better. Obviously, he's one of the guys in our club, and I arm wrestle him quite regularly, and we've had several super matches and stuff. Rhett has some big victories recently, so that it is hard to sort of pin down who's going to win this one. For me, I know Lass better, and I know how hard he's been training for this. I am hoping that he wins, but in terms of picking a winner for this one, I really don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. And we've got the second match here is one of the men who just wrote a comment a second ago, and that is Josh Barker. and he is taking on Thomas Fitzy from New Zealand. First time I met him today as well. Picked him up from the airport. Very tall. He's 6'5", Thomas Fitzy, and a lovely young man. And we had a very quick go after the athletes sort of meeting, and we went through the rules and that sort of thing. And then a couple of people sort of jumped on the table, and I was one of them with Thomas just on the left arm. The height and length of his arm, he was rolling through very, very comfortably. So he's a strong young man, and from all accounts, mainly from Manawaringi Hedda Morris, that he is a phenomenal arm wrestler in New Zealand and one of their top guys. So yeah, it should be a very interesting match. From speaking with a couple of the guys as to how this match might play out, Josh and Thomas, very, very explosive off the start and in presses. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Will we get a headbutt accidentally when both guys come forward so aggressively? Are they going to clash heads in the middle of the table? But yeah, Josh Barker having a phenomenal press and having just come off surgery as well on his elbow and a horrible infection. But he says he is ready to go, and he will be giving it his all on the table, and that will be tomorrow. So that's an interesting match. Again, Thomas, I struggled to find any sort of footage on Thomas, so I wasn't sure what to expect. But yes, meeting the guy, getting on the table with him a little bit, gave me a bit more of an idea. But Josh's press is just phenomenally strong and so powerful, and I think it catches a lot of people off guard as to how quick it is and how strong it is. So I'm leaning towards Josh Barker in that matchup. We've got a comment here from Neo Geo, and he's one of the arm wrestling guys from South Australia's Titans as well, having two super matches against Jack Smeaton, who's also in the comments here. So I think they're going to do a trilogy match at some point. But nice to see you, sir. He says it's going to be an explosive match, and Lass has got this. Well, that's I don't know how that's going to go, but it will be explosive. That's for sure. Lass has never been in a boring matchup ever, and I swear, and I've told him this, I swear that you sandbag in some of the super matches that we've had at the club just to make them more interesting. To which he denies, but he just cheekily denies it. But yes, phenomenal arm wrestler, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. But that will be exciting. Lasta Berserker Bota has the potential to be a superstar in arm wrestling. His style on the table is, you never want to miss his matches. He's incredible to watch. All right, then we've got Artem Taranenko versus Mario Timmarkas on the left arm. From what I've heard, that Artem is very, very good on his left arm, but Mario is no slouch on his left either. But I would say that Artem is more than likely the favorite based on his level of international competition that he's had on his left. But Mario is up to the task, and if anybody is going to give him a very tough match from Australia on left arm, it's going to be Mario Timbarkas. So both of them are pulling later on in the card, and that's why we tried to get this match as soon as possible to give them maximum amount of recovery time before they had to get on and have their right arm match later on in the card. And that might actually be a factor as well, because if Artem Taranenko is turning up, tired and jet lagged and having, 3 days of travel, and then he has a left arm match with Mario, and then it's probably maybe about 2 hours later before he gets on the table to face Ryan Bowen in a first to four. All of those factors are sort of working against him there. So that could be an element as to an advantage for Ryan Bowen as well. And Jacob Johnson says that Thomas is number 2 in New Zealand behind Manawaringi. He sent me a video of him beating the prior number 2. There you go. And that just shows you the level of athlete that we've got on this card. And thank you for that, Jacob. Yes, he did feel incredibly strong. I don't know, it was his left arm. I don't know how that plays out in terms of whether that is his forte, is that he's very good on both arms, but he definitely felt very strong to me on his left, and very tall. That was what was weird to me. I'm 6'3", and for me, there's not normally a lot of people that I've got to look up to when I talk to them. So it's always a bit weird when I've got to look up when I'm talking to somebody, and I did have to do that for Thomas today. But tall guy, nice guy, but we'll see what happens tomorrow and how Josh Barker fares against him. All right, and we're going to get the card back up here. So our next matchup, we've got Doug Fatapihi, and he is taking on Lachlan Carpenter from Sydney, who hopefully has just arrived with the others as well. And Doug Fatapihi coming back, a bit of a comeback, incredibly strong arm wrestler and very strong in the hook. And I believe that is his game plan. He sort of might have revealed that a little bit to Lachlan in some track talking videos that he did, sort of giving away his game plan or maybe he's playing cat and mouse here. He might not. He might be going, "I'm going to hook you," and then he's going to top roll. But from the accounts that I've heard, Doug is a legend of Australian arm wrestling, but has been out of the scene for a few years. And he is making a return here at AWE number two. But will he have had enough time to step up against the likes of Lachlan Carpenter, who recently won the national title last year in Australia and has looked very, very strong, and his trajectory is on the rise. And so for those reasons, I would lean towards Lachlan Carpenter being the favorite in that match. But Doug is, if anybody can do it, it is Doug. He has the experience, and if he can get into his lane, he is incredibly strong. So we'll see what happens. Next match we've got here, it's the junior title, the under 21s title, and that is Hamza the Hammer Hodzic, and he is facing off against Ethan Tunstall, who is from Brisbane, one of Ryan Bowen's regular training partners at the gym and on the table as well. I'm trying to think if Ethan has a nickname, but I don't think he does. Or if he does, and anybody knows what it is, let me know. But I'm struggling to think of whether Ethan has a nickname or not. But again, another very nice, lovely young man. And it's hard to say there's like nasty people in arm wrestling. I haven't met anybody that I haven't liked in arm wrestling. I think it's the fact that you've got to lose like 1,000 times before you can actually win a match. And you can't think that you're awesome because everybody knows that you've lost like 1,000 times. So if you said I'm awesome, it's like you just got beaten like five. Yeah, so that humbleness aspect is very appealing, and it's only the people that are very dedicated or disciplined that really are willing to go through the pain or suffering of getting through those early stages where you absolutely suck at everything, until you can get to a point where you can start to get a handle on the fundamentals, and then being able to actually maybe get a stop, and then maybe getting a back and forth match, and then maybe if you even win a match, it is such a long progression. And so the people who are in arm wrestling for many years, they are very disciplined and very nice people, and the humbleness aspect to it is very much at play. So Hamza Hodzic and Ethan Tunstall, the under 21s junior title. This will be an interesting match. Ethan is very explosive, and Jacob helps me out here with the professor. Yes, yes, it sounds correct to me. I think Ryan was calling him an engineer or something tonight, but maybe he's studying engineering. But yes, the professor. We'll go with that. Sure. uh, I've lost my card here. There it is. I've got it back. So yes, Ethan Tunstall, very, very explosive, and he is one of those guys that can really sort of curl into a spring like position, and he is watching the referee's mouth very closely, because as soon as that go sound, like just the g sound from go, he is throwing everything into a lightning fast top roll. And yes, if you've watched Ethan Tunstall on the table at all, you will see some very, very fast pins. But he is well rounded. He can do it all, but that is definitely his skill, is that very, very fast start. And so Hamza Hodzic, the Hammer, uh, they're both about the same height, which was surprising, and they're both tall. They're taller than I am. I'm 6'3". They're at least 6'4", 6'5". Uh, and I said to Ethan tonight, I said, I wonder who's got the longer forearm between the two of you. And he said, I wonder as well. And Hamza was standing right there. And then Ethan said, I don't really want to know. like prior to the match, because if his was shorter, it's one of those things that that's going to play on your mind for the next like 20 hours. So yeah, he just didn't want to know whether or not it was, but yeah, forearm length. Hamza is very well rounded. He is very strong in the press, very strong in the hook and in the top roll. I'd say the top roll is probably his strongest weapon, but he is very adept in all areas, and he is a student of the sport. He picks things up so fast every week. You might show him something, and he's doing that same thing to you the next week, and you've forgotten you told him it, and it's like, oh, right. But his strength is just going through the roof as well, and every time he comes to training, he's an inch bigger and 5 kilos heavier, and yeah, so he is a force to be reckoned with, and having just turned 18 years old, so we'll see how this match plays out. Where am I leaning for this one? I would say that Hamza is more well rounded, and if he can stop that lightning fast top roll of Ethan, then he will have a better chance throughout the match. So, but I think it will be close. I might say it might be 4-2, and we've got Neo here. He says Hamza will shock the world once again, absolutely, and walking away with the excuse me, AWE junior belt against Jamie Barrett from the very first event, and he is trying to defend that title tomorrow against Ethan Tunstall. All right, let's get back to the card here. So the next one, this is a matchup that I am very much looking forward to, and I know a lot of people are as well, and that is Mario Timbakis, number 6 in Australia. And he is Super Mario. He is taking on Orikid Borman from South Africa. And the question mark that's hanging over this match is just something I can't wait to see what happens, because I don't know. And that's the thing is, experience and setup knowledge and the ability to control where the match goes is all on Mario's side. But the strength and the explosiveness and just the ability to overpower people in certain positions. Rickard has shown in his. I mean, I know again it's training footage, but he is definitely a very strong young man, and he has a real chance in this. But I would give the edge to Mario based on the experience. But if Rickard can win this match, wow, what a debut in arm wrestling to come out and face somebody at that level and to get a victory. That's just absolutely incredible. The sky will be the limit if he can do that. All right, and we've got the heavyweight belt. So uh on a personal note here, so it's Gunther Bleichholz versus Marcus Attirai for the heavyweight belt. I spent 3 days cutting together a video, and I released the video. I was very proud of the video, and nobody's commented about it in our chat or anything, because at the same time, everyone's flights got cancelled. And that became, we need to fix all these problems. And I'm like, "Well, what about my little video?" We don't care about that. So, yeah, but Gunther Bleichholz from South Australia, a legend of the sport of arm wrestling, and having competed in Latvia and being a champion here in Australia for many years, and he made a return at AWE number 1 against Mario Marcus and was victorious, and he is defending his heavyweight belt against Marcus Attirai, who is an absolutely enormous man, over 160 kilos, and another lovely guy, and very friendly. And I think he's a jiu-jitsu champion on top of everything, and has fought in the cage as well. But he will be going against the very experienced, very crafty veteran in Gunther Bleichholz, a man who stands at around 120, 125 kilos, and has been training regularly, 3-4 times a week with La Sporta, and he's very much gotten himself back into contention, as in arm wrestler shape, for AWE, and he started off with Mario Timbakis and was victorious there, and he will be looking to defend his title against Marcus Attirai tomorrow as well. And Neo likes my story about my little video. Go and watch my video of Marcus and Gunter's. I was very happy with it. I got like 1 thumbs up. That was it. That was literally 3 days it took me to do that. All right, here we go. And we're getting up towards the top of the card here. We've still got a few people in the chat. I'm very happy to say hello to everyone that has stuck around. We've got 8 people here. I can see if across the different channels, everybody is watching. And it is late here in South Australia. It is Saturday night at 10 past 11. And if you're in the chat, say hello. And very happy to see people are here. If you've been sticking around the whole time, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It does help me rather than sitting here talking to myself. I get to read comments and I get to talk about arm wrestling sport that I love, and you must love as well if you're watching me talking about it. So anyway, we've got 3 matches of the AWE number 2 card that we've got to go. And the next one we'll go through is the American from Utah. It is Jordan Still, and he is taking on Oceania's number 1 arm wrestler in Lachlan Adair. So this will be an interesting match. There's for me a little bit of a question mark over what level that Jordan is sitting at currently. I haven't seen him compete for a little while, and Lachlan I've seen compete very, very well against people from the Southern Hemisphere, having recently taken victories over Matarangi Hedamorris on 2 occasions, and winning the over the top tournament up in the Gold Coast that was held. He is sitting around 113 kilos and looking all 113 kilos lean, a mass monster, the biggest forearms in arm wrestling. And yeah, this will be an interesting match. Uh, in terms of picking a winner, this is a tough one for me because, as I said, I haven't seen a lot of what Jordan Seal has been doing recently, but he has been in this sport for over 20 years, he said. So, yeah, he has a wealth of experience and a wealth of knowledge, and wouldn't bite into Lachlan Adair's trash talk no matter what. Lachlan tried every angle he could. And Jordan just didn't bite on any of it. He's just too nice of a guy. And it was nice seeing them shake hands over the table today at the athletes meeting, and greeting each other in person. And that will be an interesting match. But I'm slightly leaning towards Lachlan in that, just based on recent form of what I've seen of Lachlan and what I haven't seen of Jordan. All right, our co-main event, we've got the Russian spy, Artem Taranenko. He is taking on Ryan Blue Bowen, the number 2 in Australia. And that will be a tremendous match. As we were talking about before, Artem Taranenko struggling to get here. The Bowen curse has been following him around, but we've been fending it off at every possible occasion. And I think literally it's been 9 flights that have, in the last 3 days, to be able to get Artem all the way here. And he is here now. He'll be here in Adelaide now, and hopefully he's at the hotel and checked in and everything's all good. But he will be here tomorrow to pull against Ryan Bowen. But those factors will come into play, and the jet lag factor, and the fact that he spent the last 3 days going from airport to airport, and sitting and trying to sleep, and on those airport benches, or has been a real struggle. Plus the stress of getting a flight rebooked and then it getting cancelled, and then trying to rebook it again, and then the emails are coming to me instead of him, and then we're trying to coordinate what's going on. And yeah, it's been very, very difficult. But he's here now. But yeah, those factors may come into play, as well as the fact that he has a left-handed match against Mario Marcus earlier in the card. But yes, as I said, Artem is no stranger to international competition, and he has been around the world and competed, most likely on less notice, as in flying into a country and competing possibly on the same day. So he will be adept to being in that situation. He's no stranger to it. And obviously, it's not the ideal situation. We would have originally, he was supposed to get here Thursday. It is now Saturday night. That's how long and how much of a delay he's had. But if he's the man, then he's going to step up and compete, and he's going to give it his all. I will say that Ryan Bowen is very confident in this. He's very, very much saying that he will win this match comfortably. So we will see how it goes. He is the bigger man, and he does look very strong. He's been doing a lot of powerlifting recently with a strength coach, and he has put on a lot of muscle on his body and increased his lifts dramatically. We'll see how that plays out on the table and how well it translates, but should be an interesting match, absolutely. Uh, Now we've got a comment here from Paula. She says, I'm still pumped from Port's epic win. I didn't see it today. I've been running back and forth from the airport and hoping it transfers for tomorrow's event as an epic event. All your hard work coming to fruition for Dave, Ryan, and yourself. Well, thank you very much, Paul. Yes, we're very much hoping that everything goes smoothly tomorrow, and then we have an incredible list of 10 matches, and everybody is going to see some awesome arm wrestling. And at the end of the day, that's what we're here to see, is some incredible arm wrestling, and we'll have some answers to a lot of questions that are being raised as to who stands where and who's ranked where and who has the ability and who doesn't. So those questions will be answered tomorrow. And our main event is, of course, Todd Hutchings, Toddzilla, all the way from Columbus, and he is taking on the giant in Manawarengi Hedda Morris from New Zealand. Manawarengi sitting around 170 kilos. Uh, and yes, picking him up from the airport today was slightly funny. Thomas Fitzy, who had caught the same flight, so I was waiting in the terminal, and as all the passengers are getting off, and Thomas got off earlier than Manawarengi, and he came over, and we were talking, and I'm keeping an eye on all the people coming into the terminal to make sure I don't miss Manawarengi, and then this like shadow just appears, and it's like, oh, and this huge red jumper, uh and this enormous, looked like a bull coming up the ramp. It was like, ah. And of course that's the man with the 170 kilo frame of Manawarengi and Morris. I was like, I think that's the guy. Yeah. Very hard to misplace him, but yeah, again, and a lovely guy, and very friendly and courteous, and you can tell that he loves strength sports, and is very much into his bench press in the powerlifting side of things. But he's very focused on his arm wrestling career, and he's excited to take on the legend in Todd Hutchings, Toddzilla, the man all the way from the United States. And the size difference tonight was just laughable, really. It was, I mean, Todd is no small man, and he's sitting at it this basically the same as what I am, around 100 kilos. But Matamoringi sitting at 170. It was like getting two people's bodies and putting them together for one. And it was like, oh, you're facing him. That seems like such an absolute mismatch. But then you're like, well, no, actually, the Todd here is actually the favorite for the match. And that just shows you how powerful Todd is with his experience, with his ability to just go sideways no matter what. And it will be an interesting match. I was talking to Tim Graham, who will be our head referee tomorrow, about the setups and the types of pulling that Toddzilla likes to do. And Tim was explaining to me that most top rollers really struggle against Todd Hutchings because they're trying to pull out of his fingers, which is what your top roll is, that you're pronating through the opponent's wrist and their fingers. And with Todd, he's like, you can have my hand, I don't care, but everything's going sideways regardless. He's like, you want the hand, you can have it, but I'm still going everything here sideways. So you might take the hand, but your arm still gets pinned regardless. But we'll see what happens tomorrow, and whether or not Matawaringi has a game plan, or whether or not he is strong enough to face up to the side pressure king of Toddzilla. But what an incredible card, and we are so honored that these amazing arm wrestlers have come all the way across the world to compete on our card here in Adelaide, Australia. Jordan Sill's first time in Australia as well, which I didn't know. I didn't realize that. We were driving. I was driving him to the from the airport to the hotel, and he was sort of surprised because all the cars were going on the wrong side of the road for him. He's come from America, where obviously they drive on the other side of the road, the steering wheel's on the other side of the car. And so it was very confronting for him to be in that position when all of a sudden, we're driving through traffic, and it's completely the opposite. It was, I said, "Is this your first time in Australia?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Oh, God, that's awesome. So, yeah, wonderful that he's chosen the AWE as his first international trip to Australia to compete on our card. So we're very, very honoured to have not only Jordan Sill, Todd Hutchings, Manu Warengi, Hannah Morris. We've got Thomas Fitzy also coming all the way from international. So as well as all of the arm wrestlers from around Australia to compete here in Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval tomorrow. We've got Jack. Oh, he's changed his name. Or if you jumped on a different platform here, Jack the Raptor Smeaton. He's added that Smith the Raptor into that now, but maybe it was Facebook you were writing on it before. When will the giveaway for Todd's AWE shirt take place? More than likely after the event. But we'll make sure that he gets a nice signature on there for the winner of that. And I believe that it is going to be a random draw from somebody that has purchased the pay-per-view. So they will get an AWE shirt. And I think that's the one right there. I can't quite pull it off the thing because it's probably going to fall off. But never been worn. Todd has his own new AWE shirt, but that is a Toddzilla shirt there from AWE number 1 when he was supposed to be on the card. We got him a shirt, and then a snowmobile took him out. The snowmobile may have been an ATV, but he was unable to get to the card. But that shirt is up for grabs, and it will be a lucky winner that has purchased the pay-per-view, a random person. And it could be you if you've purchased the pay-per-view. We will do the drawing of that after the event. All right. And Neo says, the American in me wants Toddzilla to win, but I've been in Oshidia too long. Go, Mate. Well, there you go. Neo, you've turned your back on your countrymen here. But yes, are you going to be there tomorrow, Neo? And anybody else that's in the chat that will be there tomorrow in person will let me know, because love to look out for you. I will be doing the commentary alongside Ryan Bowen, and then when his match is taking place, I believe Dave Stockbridge is going to join me on the commentary desk for Ryan's match. But yes, it's always good to see local people and the people who are supporting the event. So Neo, if you are going to be there tomorrow, let me know. I know that Jack will be there, so we're very excited to see you guys, and you will get the opportunity to pull against some of the best arm wrestlers in the world and the after pull. And these guys will be jumping on the tables. I have 8 tables that I will be bringing along tomorrow. The entire SA Titans Arm Wrestling Club is currently sitting in the back of my car. So I will be bringing all of that. And you can enjoy pulling against some of the best arm wrestlers in the world. Hopefully, Todd will stick around and have some after pulls with some people. I know he's got a reputation of, after his match, he just likes to go and relax, and that's fine. You don't have to do the after pull, but it would be fantastic if you do get the opportunity to get on the table with someone like Toddzilla. That'd be absolutely incredible. And Neo says that he'll be there 100%. All right. We're looking forward to seeing you there. And Jack Smeaton, Jack the Raptor Smeaton, says, you won't miss me in my bright red shirt. Fantastic. I did see it on you last week, but we were so busy. I think we had about 30 or 40 people in at training last week. And I saw your shirt. I went to go talk to you about how good it looked and how well it seemed to fit. And I didn't get the opportunity because there was just so many people, and I was talking to somebody, and then I think, I don't know, 2 hours later when I had another free moment, you'd already left. So, but yes, shirt looks great, and the SA Titans arm wrestling shirts you can purchase at HollywoodMattConnelly.com, and then I created different designs for everybody in the club, and I've got to work on one for the Raptor now, because we've got some new members of the club that have joined, and haven't got shirts made for them yet, so we'll have to get those up and running. But yeah, wonderful to get this community aspect for the SA Titans Arm Wrestling Club, and to see clubs around the world. Actually, I'm sort of coming on a tangent as I'm speaking, but when I was talking to Todd Hutchings about what we do here in Adelaide in terms of the local arm wrestling scene, and we've got the SA Titans Club, and that's pretty much the only sort of thing club-wise that's happening in South Australia. There are some other arm wrestlers that are living in the country, and they sort of get together every now and then, but that might only be a handful, maybe 2 or 3 guys. But in terms of a club, the SA Titans Arm Wrestling Club gets together every Sunday, 5:45 till 8 o'clock at Kilburn Community Centre, and it is in the rear of the building. You can't get in through the front. You need to go around the back. The amount of people that have uh, sent me a message going, "I can't get in," and it's like, "We're around the back." But Todd Hutchings said that the scene over in America is very different in terms of clubs. They do have clubs, but the majority of the time, he said, it's a club is two or three people, and they just grab a table and they put it anywhere and they'll just arm wrestle. And he said that his club is him and one other guy, and they will just train together 3 times a week. And he said the majority of arm wrestlers in America are very similar. But he did say that Derek Smith runs a very big arm wrestling club. And he said, and Derek Smith has made shirts for all the members. And I'm like, oh, I've done that as well. And then he said, and Derek Smith will start off the training sessions with super matches. And I'm like, that's what we do. It was like, so it was very much I was like, oh, that sounds exactly like the things that we're doing here in South Australia, and the SA Titans Club is something that he recognized as admirable that Derek Smith was doing over in America as well. So yeah, we're very excited that the SA Titans is growing, and we normally get maybe 30 to 40 people there each week now, which is awesome. I think we need to actually get more tables or a bigger space, because it's starting to get to the point where it is so busy. But Neo says, "Well, why don't I have a shirt?" Well, oh, do I have a shirt? No, I don't think you've got a shirt yet, Neil. But there's probably about 5 or 6 guys that I haven't got to yet, and it does take time for me to get it organized and then get it uploaded and do it. There's a lot of messing around with it to get it into the apparel shop and all the rest of it. But when I get a chance, I will get your design and I will put it up on the HollywoodMattConnelly.com website. But at the moment, my 100% focus has been the AWE event, which will be taking place tomorrow. So that is why you haven't got a shirt made yet. But you can buy one of the generic South Australian Titans Arm Wrestling Club shirts from that site as well. And I believe that is what Jack has done. And he has chosen a red shirt. Everyone else has a black shirt, and so Jack is going to stand out. And I said, everyone's going to think you're the leader because you have a red shirt, and everyone else has a black shirt. But Jack says Todd will have to experience an Australian club when he's here next. Yes, well, Todd did reference that he has been here in Australia before, and he had actually been to the Adelaide Club the year prior to when I had started at the SA Titans Arm Wrestling Club. So he has been around Australia, and he said it is very much a big contrast between America, and he said Australia and Europe. So Australia and Europe have these big clubs, and a lot of people go to the club every week at the set time, and they do the training, and they train against multiple people. He said the majority of what he sees in America is that there'll be 2 or 3 people, and anytime, anywhere, they'll just grab a table and just do some training. So yeah, very different contrast there. And Jason says that he is the red shirted Raptor. And the Drew, I did miss your comment up there before. Yes, I am live. That is correct. Hello, the Drew over in Las Vegas. It's probably the morning for you over there, but always a pleasure to see you, sir. And there we go. We've got the Drew giving out the AWE2 referee briefing, and you get to see Matt in this video too. That's right. You can see me here, and you can see me in the AWE referee briefing. If you are wondering what the rules are in a little bit more in depth, and how they will work prior to the event, you can see that, and the Drew has put up the link there for us. So thank you for doing that, the Drew. And Neil says the Drew is AKA the man. That's right. Absolutely. There is some amazing people. There's probably maybe 15 people that I always see around every single arm wrestling stream that help out, that donate, that donate not only money, but their time and positivity. And they put in links, and then all that off their own back. And it's just wonderful people. So we're very, very appreciative to see people like that. And the Drew is one of those people. And it's 7 a.m. in Las Vegas. There you go. And how can I be in 2 places at the same time? Absolutely. You ever seen me and Batman in the same room at the same time? Well, Not saying I'm Batman, but I may be him. And yeah, so I might wrap this up, guys, because it is starting to get quite late here now. It is almost midnight, and I will be very busy tomorrow getting everything set up before we start the event. And I'll be doing a lot of talking on the microphone as well. So fantastic to see everybody here. I hope you enjoy the event tomorrow. I read the word explains. I don't know how I mixed those two words up there, but I hope you enjoy the event tomorrow at AWE number 2 and 2:30 p.m. in Adelaide time, which I believe is 1 a.m. for New York. And if you're in LA or that side of the country, it will be 10 p.m. So check it out. It's Saturday night. You've got nothing better to do but watch some amazing arm wrestling. So I hope to see everybody there, and we'll give you the biceps here. Explains the biceps. Well, here is the biceps just for you, Drew. I'll make sure you can see both of them there. And double biceps, ticking the boxes, making sure the lawyers are happy. Neo says, let me know when the next Gym Expo session. I'll tag along and I'll take some of the pain. You don't want to train with me, believe me. Ethan Tunstall did, and he threw up. I train, I train insane, torturous sessions. So yeah, it's not a fun session when you train with me. Anyway, well, we'll leave it there. But thank you, everybody, and I hope you enjoy the event tomorrow.